Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 12 of What If Naruto Became the New God of Apokolips. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them guys, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. Don't forget to comment down below and tell me if you're new so I can reply and welcome you all guys. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. So without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we begin this now guys? So, the last part that we left off. Several girls were currently fighting one man. That man being none other than Kitsune, aka Nathaniel Wilson Naruto. There was Terra, and several others. There was a group of them. They had all sorts of abilities as they tried to overwhelm Naruto. However, he was lecturing them while he defeated them, making them question what kind of villain he was. What kind of person lecture and help someone when you were fighting them? He makes no sense at all, as he fought with a purpose, telling them the weakness in their abilities. It did not take too long for Slade to arrive, as it turns out that this group was under Slade. He had found each and every one of these girls, and trained them to the greatest of their potential, as they all were special. He wanted to be a part of the group. He had been excommunicated from the League of Shadows, and he wanted to be a part of Naruto's group. He did not take part in the first place because, well, he was not someone that liked to follow orders. But Naruto made it clear to him that what will happen once he joined, how things will be set, and that his, well, eviction would not be possible. Either his mind would be erased or death. That was the only way that he could leave Hive. Hearing that, well, Slade still agreed, as he thanked his son after that. He told the girls that Naruto was a new god. Well, they were beyond shocked as they asked questions. After that, Naruto brought Slade down towards a restricted area, as there was Monel and Starfire inside. He had found them, and he was now converting them to his side, making them understand, as they were in some strange pods. And he had something for Slade. He had something that will help the group. It was a genie, a magical being that will be loyal to them as long as they have the ring, which he gave on to Slade, as he wanted every group to have a magical user. He also gave him a body armor, which would give him strength beyond his wildest imagination, and it would improve every aspect of him. Slade didn't quite know how to feel the way he treated Naruto, and yet there was no animosity between him and his son, as he just felt bad about himself, the way he had treated Naruto in the past. However, Naruto did not seem to care for that in the slightest. So with that said and done, they had a purpose now to achieve, as the organization was growing in strength, day by day. Vandal Savage was still out there along with the light, but as long as he didn't get in Naruto's way, everything would be fine. We then skipped towards Pamela, as Naruto was teaching her how to gather natural energy. She had grown exceptionally large, as she wasn't able to properly funnel it through her body. However, she felt so powerful, as she could control grass, trees, everything far better than she could before, as she was beyond grateful. She pledged herself to Naruto as she wanted to be a part of his organization, as Naruto was glad to hear that. We then skip towards the planet where Lord Atrocitus resides. As he was there, he was getting the information back. It turns out that his planet busters were destroyed. He did not blame his subordinates after all. This woman in trenches, and if her Kitsune fellow was as strong as her, they stood no chance at all. That is when Naruto arrived, with a red lantern ring on. As he did not show who he was though, they had no idea who Nathaniel was. They knew him as Kitsune. Naruto started to be rather bolsome, and treated them like trash as they attacked. One after another, Naruto slaughtered them, showing that they stood no chance against him. When he finally stepped towards Atrocitus, he had a plan, even though he seemed like he was gonna kill them all, as he stepped towards the Mad God off, the rulers of the Red Lanterns. So yeah guys, basically let's split off. You guys can switch across the please check to yourself. So this will begin this now guys. Lord Atrocitus, the Mad God of Rage. I can sense your immense power, both your blood magic and your red spectrum energy, and of course, your control over them. Your power is no joke. You really do live up to your moniker as the Mad God of Rage, said Naruto, as he walked towards Atrocitus. But, Atrocitus said, as he finally got off his throne and walked downwards to meet Naruto, as he realized that he could not be caught sleeping up against this individual. But, said Naruto, you are a mental midget. You have intentionally shrugged your responsibility of training your army properly because you're afraid that eventually someone will become strong enough to dethrone you. That is a character flaw that no true leader should possess. You should have a little more faith in yourself. And besides, intentionally weakening your army is counterproductive. You will never achieve your goals operating like that. As the both of them finally met in the middle, they were standing so close, there was no longer any space to move. Heck, it would be hard to throw a punch in the position that they were in. Damn, this guy really is huge. I never thought I would ever feel short, Naruto thought in dismay. So let me guess, I should step down from my throne and allow you to lead the Red Lanterns. How predictable and obvious your intentions are. Do you honestly think that you are the first person to try to take my rightful throne? Do you honestly think that a mere ant like yourself can defeat me? Do you think you can kill me? Atrocitus asks, anger resonating from him. It wouldn't be easy, but yes, I could take you. However, that's not what I want to do, at least right now. Right now, I want you to make me your general. Allow me to train your army and prepare it for the trials and tribulation that lie ahead. Destroying the Manhunters is a already large task. However, dethroning the Green Lantern Corps and the Guardians is a greater task. We will not be the first to have tried, but we will be the first to succeed. You will need a proper army to do that. A proper trained army, that is to say. You expect me to believe that you have come all the way here and made all that ruckus just to serve beneath my heel. What is your true intention, Ant? Atrocitus asks with suspicion. We both know that I'm no ant. However, I understand that you have trust issues and that you obsessively guard your power. So then let me remove the sheepskin and reveal the wolf to you. I believe us fighting and killing each other will be a waste, because whoever dies is a loss to the other. So here's the first truth, said Naruto as he took 5 steps backwards, and he performed the hand signs for the summoning jutsu. A giant red smoke appeared behind him. When the red smoke cleared away, Atrocitus was shocked to his core. Summoning technique, the butcher, said Naruto, confirming what Atrocitus' mind was trying to deny. The two large red bulls that stood behind the interloper were the entity that embodied the red spectrum energy of the Red Lantern Corps. Judging by the look on your face, I say you know exactly what this is. So here are your options. I can either seal away the Butcher, denying you and the entire Red Lantern core of your spectrum energy, and therefore destroying the Red Lantern. Or I can seal it inside of you, granting you the full power of the Red Spectrum and the Red Lantern core, said Naruto. And what would you want in return for this service? Atrocitus asks, thinking about all the possibilities would open up to him if he gained the full power of the Butcher, coursing through him. All you need to do is to kiss the ring, said Naruto. Swear your loyalty to me. With the Butcher at your disposal, you will not have to worry about any subordinates surpassing you. You can now train them to their full potential, therefore increasing your army's strength. Your own power will be unimaginable, far greater than your already great power. You will be a true god, said Naruto. You are not what you appear to be, are you? The only way this could be possible is if you yourself was a god. You would not give me the Butcher if you need its power. Certainly not if you needed that ring on your finger. This is possible because you are not Nathaniel Wilson. You are the new god Kitsune, Atrocitus said. And thus the second truth has been revealed. I knew that you would figure it out. You do not disappoint, Lord Atrocitus, said Naruto, with a smirk. The offer to control and harness the full power of the Butcher is too great to resist. However, if it hinders my goals and ambitions, it will be pointless to have that power. I need to know that my plans to destroy the Manhunters and get revenge on the Guardians will not be hindered by your plan for me and my lanterns. If you can promise me that, then I will swear my fealty and loyalty to you. And it goes without saying that my fealty and loyalty is also with the Red Lantern Corps. Atrocitus replied, I promise to help you destroy the Manhunters, and I promise to help you get revenge on the Guardians. If you swear your fealty and loyalty to me, Naruto said, then mine and the Red Lantern fealty and loyalty are all yours, Lord Kitsune, Atrocitus said, as he, much to the shock of his subordinates, went down on one knee and bowed his head. He gave them a single glance as they all went to their knee and bow as well, bowing to their new god. Good. First I will seal the Butcher inside of you. Then I will heal and modify your injured comrades. This is a great union because we will do great things together, Mad God Atrocitus, said Naruto darkly. Time skip. Thank you, Lord Atrocitus. Ratcher, a Red Lantern who looked like a large jellyfish, said in gratitude. Atrocitus had just vanquished the Manhunter that was about to destroy him. You're welcome, Ratcher. Now stop dawdling and attack the Manhunters. Coming up behind you before I kill you myself, Atrocitus said. He looked more even intimidating than before. He now had horns coming out of his head, as Naruto had bonded the Butcher with him. He now had the power, the embodiment of the Red Spectrum energy. Yes, my lord, Ratcher said, as he would rather face the Manhunters than face the Mad Lord Atrocitus. Sure, the Mad God status had dropped since Lord Kitsune had taken over. However, his power had not dropped by one bit. In fact, he had gotten extremely stronger, thus making him far more terrifying than he was before. After Kitsune had taken over, the Mad God had given the opportunity of all the Red Lanterns who believed that he was now weak because he was no longer in full control and Kitsune had taken over. He gave them the opportunity to attack him and take his position. 30 of them did. He butchered them all without a single shred of mercy. All the others that had their doubts quickly cast their doubts aside. After witnessing that, any of them that wished to take his place had cast that foolish thought out of their mind, and they quickly fell in line knowing that one move would mean their demise instantly. At the moment though, the Mad God was grateful to Lord Kitsune. Lord Kitsune was right. Undertraining my lanterns was a big mistake. It would have cost me dearly if he had not intervened when he did. We are severely outnumbered, but thanks to the new Red Lantern training regiment, the power of Lord Kitsune and his allies, and the power and strength that he bestowed upon me and my lanterns. We will win this war, Atrocitus said. The Mad God was grateful, yes he was. That isn't to say that he liked to take orders from anyone, or feel comfortable about doing that. In fact, he planned to betray Lord Kitsune as soon as he gained full control of the Butcher power. However, he soon realized that there were certain safety functions on the seal that Kitsune used, some of them that he did not understand. As if that wasn't bad enough, Lord Kitsune went on to bond a device that he called Brother Box to the Red Lantern central power battery. As he explained that Brother Box was a powerful, living computer of his own creation, and as such, Brother Box will be able to control the central power as a way that it could be used on the front lines. This meant that the power battery could be moved and used as a great weapon on the battlefield. However, Atrocitus knew that there was more to it than that. It was obvious. He bound the Brother Box to the central battery to take control of the Red Lantern Corps. With the Brother Box bonded to the central battery, he could spy on the Red Lanterns and be in the loop of every single action that they take. It basically guaranteed obedience and submission. Otherwise, he could have Brother Box shut down the battery or destroy it completely, leaving them powerless. Still, Atrocitus was not one to lie to himself. The Corps was far better than it was before, and they were proceeding far faster than before as well. So right now, evicting Lord Kitsune from the top position was not possible. Not in the slightest. But so what? At least now he could take on the Guardians and win. He had the power to destroy the Manhunters. Ratchet, order the Red Lantern fleet to retreat behind me. I will deal with the remaining 53 Manhunters myself, Atrocitus ordered. As he wanted to get this over with as quickly as possible, he started to generate a massive red orb between his bull horns. Saying that the Red Lanterns were outnumbered when the war started was not him saying that lightly. It was extremely true. In the beginning, there was only 636 Red Lanterns. This meant that each Red Lantern could only go to one sector. If they spread their numbers thin, that meant that each Red Lantern would have to fight 72 Manhunters. The Manhunters had 72 per sector, so each Red Lantern would have to fight 72. And even with that, their numbers still would not cover the remaining 28 sectors. This was the reason why he had not yet delivered the full strike, as he wanted more rage, situations to lead more Red Lanterns towards him. That is why he sent out more rings to gather more forces. However, things were now different. They were still outnumbered, but Lord Kitsune had sped up the production rate of the Liberators. As of now, they had 150 Liberators in their army. And they also had the entire army of Beatrice, led by their queen, Blue Lantern, Ailandi. They also had the entire army of the planet Jade behind them, the formidable army of the Golden Dragon, led by Blue Lantern King, Kenter Omodo, his daughter, Blue Lantern Princess, Lyra Omodo, and his son, Red Lantern Prince, Ruben Omodo. And then there was the other Blue Lanterns, former Green Lantern, Shagarev, and Planet Mogo, Sister Cersei, Saint Walker, and Brother Ward, to complete the unified army. There was of course Lord Kitsune himself, and his alleged wife and partner, Goddess Diana, the Thunderer. And finally there was Kitsune, subordinates and followers, Raven, Enchantress, Incubus, Big Barta, and Mr. Miracle, each of them possessing strength that can topple an entire army by themselves. The tide had been reversed. All the Manhunters were now being pushed towards Sector 66, where the final battle will commence. Red Spectrum, Way of Destruction, Spear of Armageddon, the Mad God shouted out. As he fired the blast, he created a shield of Red Lantern energy to protect him and his people behind him as well. The Spear of Destruction exploded upon reaching its target and erased everything up to 10 million kilometers in each direction. That settled it. You did well to lure out the manhunters and lead them to this sector. You all should be proud of yourself, Atrocity said sincerely. The Red Lanterns shouted and screamed in victory, shouting the names of Lord Kitsune and Atrocity as well, until he raised his hand, silencing them. The war is not over yet, so hold your celebrations for now. The time will come when the evil creation of the Guardians have been uprooted to its very roots. For now, we march to the next sector, he said, as all of them follow right behind him. Meanwhile, at sector 471, unbelievable, Bleeze said. Bleeze did not look that different. After Naruto had tore off her wings, now she had metal wings that was made of element X, a powerful cosmic metal that was used by the new gods of Apokolips and the new gods of Genesis. As a result, she could fly a lot faster than before, and use her wings for, well, defensive and offensive now, slicing through targets. She could also shoot the feathers as trick wings, that is what Kitsune called them. The wings were, well, they were indestructible. That is why Bleeze was far more happier than she had been. And she was much calm even when she found out that she would not be the squad leader and that an outsider would take the role of squad leader. However, after she just saw what Incubus did to the manhunters of Sector 471, she had to honestly say she had no more qualms about him leading the squad, and that this was someone that she didn't want to cross, not even in the slightest. There was 48 of them left after the squad had taken out 24. So what did Incubus do that surprised her so much? Well, it was simple. He lived up to his name as a sun god. He created a ball of energy that was similar to a miniature sun and released it. Upon doing that, it started to release beams of energy that erase each manhunter that he came across. The heat being so deadly, it reduced them to nothingness. It then exploded, swallowing all of them into a vast emptiness. As she saw the power that he possessed, everything is happening as Lord Kitsune suspected. Soon we will have the manhunters at sector 666. I know some of you are tired, so use this time to rest up. While you rest, I will be taking out the manhunters in the next 3 sectors, and it will be my turn to rest. Make sure you are fully recovered by then, Incubus said. Yes, great sun god, as you command, Bleeze replied on behalf of herself and the rest of the squad. Skipping to squad 563. Goddess Raven, we have defeated 32 manhunters, but the other 40 are retreating, and we only have a small amount of energy left on our rings. I'm afraid that we won't be able to give chase because we need to recharge our rings before we can fight any further, Skullock said as he kneeled in front of Raven, if you could even call it kneeling, because, well, they were in the vacuum of space. How many times do I have to tell you? I am not a goddess. I'm an interdimensional demon, Raven said, with a bit of self-consciousness. With all due respect, Goddess Raven, if you are Lord Kitsune's sister, then you are no demon. Your physiology is inconsequential in this matter, Scallops replied stubbornly. Fine, whatever, I'll handle the rest. Tell the man to focus on recharging their rings and heal up for now. As Raven floated in front of them, once she was far enough away, she released her soul from her body, which took on the shape of a gigantic raven before it split into hundreds of human-sized raven birds as they flew at unimaginable speeds, catching up to all of the manhunters. The manhunters fire off energy rods that tried to destroy them. However, they were only able to kill half of them, as the other half completely erased the manhunters, leaving not even a spectrum of them left. They say that quantity cannot always be quality, but in this case, victory was assured because our Goddess Raven provided a quantity and a quality advantage, Scallock said, with nothing but faith and devotion in his tone. After all, he had a new belief, and that was Kitsune beliefism, whatever he called it. He had a new belief system, and he saw Raven as a goddess. Credit that to the teachings of my brother. Why choose quantity over quality or vice versa when you can have both. Always strive to be the best at everything, and that way, no enemy can defeat you. Or at least, no enemy can ever catch you off guard. Raven said as she glanced behind her to see Scallops, scribbling away at a notebook. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be charging your ring? And what is that? She asked. She used her telekinesis to pull the book away from him, to see what it was for herself. This is... You're writing a book about me? Seriously? Raven asks. It's not just any book. It's the Gospel of New God Kitsune. This just happened to be your chapter in the book. Scallops said, with a bit of a stutter in his tone. As he did not know what to do now that the Goddess Raven knew about his book. He had been hoping to keep it, his name out of it and release it into the public, so many others can convert to this belief. As he looked at her, Azarath, Metreon Zintos, Raven said, as she cast a spell on the book so all the information would flow in her mind in an instant. Interesting, she said. This book is amazing, both in its accuracy and message. I also like that it's very detailed. Nothing is glossed over. Everything is promptly and clearly written, leaving no room for misinterpretation. Keep up the good work. I'm sure my brother, if he doesn't already know what you're up to, will be happy to find out how well you have served him, Raven said, as she placed the book back in his hand before going into her meditative position. The squad has only 4 hours to recuperate before we head to the next sector. Make sure you convey this message for me, she said. Yes, of course, Goddess Raven, at once he said, as he bowed in excitement and pride and joy, happy that she was happy with his work. If she was pleased, surely the new god Kitsune would be pleased as well, right? At least, that is what he wanted to happen, because he never wanted to face the wrath of Kitsune ever again. Sure, he had gotten a nice upgrade. His horns were now metal, made from element X, and they could shapeshift into swords and cannon blasters. And he also get the metal under his skin to fix his cracked skull, making his head harder than before. But he still never wanted to go through that pain ever again. He just hoped that new god Kitsune would be pleased with his work. Meanwhile, at sector 654, no man escaped the manhunters. No man escaped. The manhunter was trailed off, as his whole body was eviscerated with lightning. Diana made 72 lightning bolts, exactly the same number of the manhunters. She was confident that none of them would escape. No manhunter shall escape, Goddess of the Thunder, she said, as she released all 71 of them. Some tried to run, some tried to dodge, but none of them escaped. All of them were eviscerated. She then deactivated her old god mode, as her eyes returned back to normal. Her voice also returning back to normal as a result. The manhunters in this section has been vanquished. It is clear that they are able to share information within an instant with one another, as Kitsune has informed me that the remainders are heading to sector 666. Diana, relay to her squad. Then that means that everything is going towards a plan, Goddess Diana, just as Lord Kitsune predicted, Zelia said. As he was happy, they were finally going to achieve their long goal of eliminating all the manhunters. Indeed it is. They are realizing that they're being picked off, sector by sector. They believe if they regroup, they can use their numbers to overwhelm us. However, getting all of them in one place is what we want, so that Lord Kitsune can destroy all of them with one large-scale attack. Diana explained. Wait, what? I thought it was so that we can surround them and attack them from all angles, Zelia said in shock, as he was unable to believe that Lord Kitsune would fight them all on his own. The plan is to surround them, which will prevent them from escaping. However, that is as far as our rule extends, because fighting them is not a part of the plan. Lord Kitsune will destroy them all in one fell swoop. He has a number of jutsus for that kind of thing, Diana explained. Even though they knew how powerful he was, they were still in shock after hearing that. I see. Then we should move to the next sector at once, Zelia said, as Diana nodded. Rally all the remaining troops and let's move out at once. my goddess, Zelia said, as he spoke to the others. Meanwhile at Sector 665, planetary devastation. This is a technique I once used to save a planet that had its moon destroyed by a meteor shower. I used the same meteor to form a new moon for the planet. Naruto explained as he just used the same attack to crush all the manhunters here by pulling them together and their bodies being destroyed. Incredible. Your power seemed to know no limits. I was skeptical at first, but if not a true god, what else could you be? Razer replied in awe. He was a sub-commander in Naruto's platoon, a decision that Naruto made. It was frowned upon by the others, especially those who were not made a sub-commander. However, Naruto's eye for talent was always perfect. Throughout the war, Razer had transformed from a red lantern to a blue lantern, but that was not all. He evolved into a lantern that could wield both red and blue. The red side was right, and the blue side was left. Apart from Naruto, Atrocitus, and Mogo, Razer was stronger than any individual red or blue lantern. All of them, who had doubted him, had to reassess their opinion of him. Not to mention, they knew that they should never doubt the decision of their new god. Well, I suppose I am. But even gods cannot do everything on their own. Otherwise, what would be the point of having followers, said Naruto. You do not need us. I have seen the power that you possess, and your numerous shadow clones. But I am still grateful that you have chosen us. You are the reason why I hope for a better future, and the reason I was able to become a Blue Lantern. You also taught me the importance of harnessing and controlling my rage, the importance of righteous fury, and how it can be forged into a weapon. If I didn't know any better, I would say that you planned and orchestrated my evolution into, well, whatever I am now. Razer said, waving his hand over his body. A bridge is what you are. A bridge between the Red Lantern and the Blue Lantern, Amada. If I'm going to control and rule both empires, then a credible liaison between the two is going to be very useful, don't you think? And who could be more credible than the one person that wields both blue and red spectrum? As Razer's eyes widened in both surprise and realization. So you really did plan this all along? I did, said Naruto. When we met in Shagarev home planet, I was able to both sense and see the potential in you. Turns out I was right about you all along. I thank you, my lord, he said. I promise I'll do my best. And I pray that I never fail you. Not even once, he said. Remember these words in everything that you do, Razer. You have very good instincts and a very good heart. Trust them both in every decision that you make and every path that you choose. As long as you do that, then it's unlikely that you will ever fail me. I shall never forget those words, my lord, he said. Good, said Naruto. Let us move to the final sector. Meanwhile, on Earth. How is it possible that I can be both mad at you and grateful at the same time? Both wanting to kill you and jump in joy and hug you. Every time I think I have you figured out, you come up with something else that seems to surprise me altogether. I mean, seriously, you recruited Wonder Woman, and you want me to be on her team. I can't even tell if this is a dream come true or a living nightmare, not to mention how unbelievable it is. I mean, the Wonder Woman of the Justice League working for a shady organization like Hive. No way, Pamela said, as she tried to process the amount of emotion that Naruto was bringing out of her. She had better control over herself thanks to her sage training. They were in the office alone. Well, not quite. Hack lived in the office mainframe, so she was always listening in. Pamela was wearing her usual green blazer and green skirt, only changing the shade of green but always wearing green. Naruto had on a black suit with a white shirt and a black tie with red clothes on it. It's not official yet, and stop calling us a shady organization. You make it sound like we're a criminal syndicate or something. We are more revolutionary than criminals, said Naruto. Yeah, I know, but still, Pamela said. Well, anyway, you'll have some time to process this new information. I have a scheduled interview with your potential replacement, one Amelia Harcourt. She's a mole that Amanda Waller is trying to plant in our ranks. Pamela's eyes widen as a realization hit her. Being a part of Wonder Woman team means that she will not be working personal with Naruto anymore. You already have a replacement lined up for me. Am I that expendable to you? Pamela asks, hurt in her tone. Expendable? You? Naruto laughed. Pamela, I'm teaching you the secrets of my sage mode. I've invited you to join not only my secret organization, but join one of my elite squadron. Does the word expendable belong anywhere near there? Said Naruto. She opened her mouth before closing it, as she shrugged as a retort. However, she was feeling happy on the inside to hear that. If you need me to say it anyway, you are an irreplaceable asset. You are not expendable, said Naruto. Oh, okay, fine. I accept the reassignment. Besides, I now know for sure that I don't have to watch your every move to know that you protect our planet, and you take your job seriously. You may not destroy chemical plants or march on the streets, but you are a true nature activist, Pamela said with a genuine smile. I'm glad that you feel that way. We will do great things together, and I believe you and Wonder Woman will learn a lot from one another, said Naruto. There was a knock on his door. That will be my new potential PA, who is only here to spy on me so she can find a way to either destroy or control me, said Naruto in a sarcastic tone. Pamela simply laughed, as Naruto always spoke what was exactly on his mind. I'll let my devious replacement in. Good luck to both of you. With that, Pamela made her way, as she opened the door, telling the woman that she could go inside. She was a Caucasian American, spotting blonde hair, blue eyes, a very slim fit, and very sexually appealing body as she was wearing a navy blue business suit with a white shirt underneath, black formal shoes, and a computer pad with her left arm. Amelia Hardcore, please come. Sit, said Naruto. Make yourself comfortable. As he was eager to hear what kind of gibberish she was gonna tell him to make him employ her. Mr. Uzumaki, you've been ignoring my calls, my emails, my faxes, my texts, and my post-mail application, she said with a deadpan tone. Straight to the point, I see. Well, Amelia, when someone applies for a post that is not even vacant, I tend to ignore it. I cannot hire for a job that does not exist, said Naruto. Have you looked at my credentials, Mr. Uzumaki? I'm not the kind of person that you fill a vacant position with. I'm the person that you create a position for. My resume speaks for itself. Every company I have worked with has experienced a minimum of 35% increase in revenue within the first 6 months, and a 45% increase within the next 12 months. I'm very good at what I do, Mr. Uzumaki. I'm not a normal PA. I'm a businessman whisperer. I give genuinely good advice. And did you see my military background? Yes, Mr. Uzumaki. I can also be your bodyguard. Bodyguard and PA and business advisor, all in one, Amelia said with confidence. Yes, well, I do not have a person that is all those things in one, but I do have a person in each of those categories that are better than you. So no, Amelia, I'm not interested in having you work for me. But maybe I can work with you, said Naruto. Work with me? Are you saying that you want us to be business partners? Wouldn't that mean that you have to give me shares in your company? Wow, don't get ahead of yourself. No one is giving or selling any shares to anyone. I have something entirely different in mind. I want you to look at this. As he handed her a pad with a video of billionaire Simon Stagg doing a press conference. I do not see any significance or importance here. Why am I looking at that filthy pig Simon Stagg doing an interview? Is he a friend of yours? She asks. No, but he's competition, and I keep tabs on all my competition in order to identify my weakness. However, instead of a weakness, I've identified a threat. A threat? Simon Stagg is a cruel, borderline evil man. Intelligent as well, but that does not make him a threat to you. Do you even know how rich and powerful you are? He does not even hold a candle to you. If he tried to go up against you, it will be the same as a toy gun wielding baby trying to kill a US Marine. She replied, "He's not a threat to me. He's a threat to mankind as a whole." "Hack, activate X-ray camera vision," said Naruto. "Yes, Master Naruto." Hack replied from inside the computer pad. If it wasn't for her military training skills, she would have jumped in surprise. However, once she was able to see what Hack showed her, she dropped the pad in shock, as she couldn't believe it. What the hell are those things inside? Is daughter's head where their brain are supposed to be? Amelia asked in shock. We have taken to refer to them as butterflies, naturally because of their uncanny resemblance of butterflies. Hack said, as a 3D format screen came up out of the pad, showing the butterflies in 3D. They are of alien origin, and they have come here to replace mankind. Out of the 500 alien beings inhabiting planet Earth, the butterflies currently comprise 350 million. As far as we are aware, the three of us in this room are the only ones that know about their existence on Earth. Hack explained, as she was indeed lying though because the entirety of Hive knew about the butterflies. A shotgun to the head will do the trick if you want to dispose of them, but their main weakness is, while they can breathe and live in our atmosphere and even take over a human body, they cannot survive on any of our food sources. To provide a food source for themselves, they had brought with them another creature alien called the cow. The location is something that we're still investigating. It goes without saying that the eradication of this creature would lead to the extinction of the butterflies. Hack said, "You see, Amelia, you should not worry about infiltrating my organization, but rather, you should worry about this worldwide infestation that is currently taking place, and take it to your boss. This sounds like a good mission for her Suicide Squad, don't you think?" said Naruto. Suicide Squad? What is that? I've been in the military, the CIA, the NSA, and many other organizations of the government, but I've never heard of a Suicide Squad, Amelia said, keeping a straight face. Tell Amanda Waller that I'm willing to cooperate on matters such as these, but she doesn't get to tell me which matters I can assist on, or how I assist her. I will pick and choose according to my discretion. If I say no, it means no. And if she tried to strong arm me again, well, I'm sure I don't need to finish that sentence after last time, said Naruto. My little act has done nothing to dissuade him. He knows the truth with certainty. There is not a shred of doubt in his mind. I guess the jig is up. There is no point of pretending anymore. Besides, the stakes are too high. These butterflies need to be eradicated before they corrupt mankind. Naruto Uzumaki is now a backseat driver. He's not the most potential threat at the moment. She thought to herself, okay, fine. I will tell her, she said. In all likelihood, I will be selected as a liaison between you and her, so it might be easier if I already work here. That way the exchange of information would be easier and faster as well. I'm afraid that's never gonna happen. The whole civil war began between Waller and I because she tried to forcefully take my money and my technology. I'm never letting her lead spy anywhere near my business, Naruto retorted. As he thought to himself, especially now that I plan to assimilate Stag Enterprise into my organization after the situation between the butterflies and that whole thing is dealt with, of course. Naruto thought to himself, after all, this was going to be a takeover for him. With Stag out of the picture, he would swallow his enterprise. Okay, I guess that will be my cue to leave. But before I do, I have one more question. If X-ray vision is all that is required to identify butterflies, why hasn't Superman or Supergirl caught on to this yet, she asks. If you're trying to insinuate that they're collaborating with the butterflies, you can't be further away from the truth. My relationship with Supergirl ended on bad terms. But if there's one thing I can say about her is her love and her devotion for justice, and the love she has for mankind, will not break under the test. And Superman is similar as well. As for that, there's not a single butterfly in Metropolis. I've looked. I'm willing to bet that there isn't one in National City either. So these things, they're avoiding the Kryptonians because of their X-ray visions. Yes, you know, this could be an opportunity for Waller to erase her insecurities. Seems to me like she could use a Kryptonian or two right now. The combination of X-ray vision and heat vision should be enough to take care of this butterfly problem. They can scan entire cities in seconds and they can kill butterflies in similar seconds as well. It's an opportunity to mend broken bridges or build new ones, don't you think? Said Naruto. Waller is more likely to eat butterfly fecal matter than cooperate with Kryptonians on this, she said to him. Yeah, I figured that much, said Naruto. Her whole crusade against aliens is because she feels powerless against them, against their powers, and their technologies, and their abilities. She will never use an alien to fight off another alien unless she has complete control over the alien in question. And since she has no control over them, she will never let them take the credit for stopping this invasion, said Naruto. He knew her all too well after ransacking her mind with in trenches. Yeah, that sums it up. That is why she needs brilliant humans like you on her side, and why it frustrates her so much when you don't play ball. She retorted to Naruto, not knowing that he was technically an alien as well. With that, she turned as she made her leave. As she left the office, leaving Naruto all to himself. But then, all of a sudden alarms started to go off on his watch as Naruto pressed a button. As a scream came up, this is a scheduled delivery, so why would they... Wait, hack, run facial features on these individuals, said Naruto. Affirmative, sir. Run it now as we speak. 5 seconds later, sir. It is Harley Quinn and Dr. Psycho. The other man has no documents on any server, or no history whatsoever. Hack replied back to Naruto. Given who the other two are, then in all likelihood, it's perhaps Clayface. Do me a favor and use X-ray vision in the package. It seemed to be larger than it's supposed to be. Already on it. You are correct, sir. The package is missing. King Shark is also hiding inside of the containment module, Hack said. I see. So Poison Ivy break all ties with Harley Quinn and her crew, and they're trying to infiltrate her place of work. Do they think they can dig up dirt on me to turn Ivy against me? Or perhaps are they up to something completely different? Naruto pondered. I do not know, sir. Harley Quinn is literally mad. Her reasoning is not worth reading into. Hack replied. True. At the very least, we should get Pam in here, said Naruto. The door opened as one of Naruto's guards brought Pamela inside. I thought you might want to keep her close, given the situation. The voice did not sound like it belonged to the soldier. It had the body of a man, yet the voice was definitely female. So you knew who they were, but you allowed them to get in anyway. Why? For the lulz. Mostly because I know I would want to personally handle this little business. Or at least I think you would. It would be a piece of cake for my Sangha to take care of these D-listers. But if we handle it ourselves, I get the feeling Harley Quinn would never stop trying. She needs closure. And I think talking to you and getting her ass handed to her by you is the only way that is going to happen. Killing her is not an option either unless you're willing to kill Plant Girl over here as well, Looker said, as she was speaking to Naruto through the body that she was controlling. That is a well thought out plan and well put. You're right, of course. Harley Quinn might not even know it herself, but she has come here to see who she has been left behind for. She's coming here to see if Ivy is justified in leaving her and her crew for my organization. She's here for closure or to prove that Ivy was wrong for leaving her. Naruto replied. Touché. Now get off your ass and start doing some of the dirty work for a change, Looker said. as the eyes of the guards return back to normal, from pure silver to hazel color. The Songer will be on standby, sir. Not that we expect you to lose or anything. It's just a matter of principle, the guard said, as he now spoke in a masculine voice. Good. Escort Harley and her crew to the training room. They do not know where the package is supposed to go, so it will be no problem getting them there. Tell Instant that his service will be needed as well. Consider it done, Mr. Uzumaki. As the guard turned and left. Well, look like it's time to go and kick some ass, said Naruto. Don't worry, Harley. I will not kill them. Just teach them a lesson, he said. I know, she said. I remember the time when the thought of you attacking Harley and my friends would have sent me in a homicidal rage. But things are different now. I have evolved both mentally and emotionally, Pamela said, referring to the fact that she was a perfect sage now, and she was in harmony with herself. Good. Now where is that Instant? Instant arrived in the office in a golden flash. I was on my lunch break, boss. No one cares, Instant. Just get the boss to the training room, and let's get this over with, Pamela said. Alright. We'll be back in a flash. He gave her the most corniest line she ever heard, as she rolled her eyes, as he placed a hand on his boss' shoulder. And they were gone. But guys, to be ends episode right here. If you want the next person to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other What Ifs or the other channels. Yes, I did have 4 channels that I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, smash that red subscribe button and become a part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. And yeah, without further ado or wasting any more time, what do you so we get the hell out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.